Hey guys, how's it going? April 19th, 2021. Damn, I love that image. Um, yeah, that's one of my favorite images. Way flying above Port Robinson Yard. And oddly enough, I want to talk about these images because I've been sort of at a crossroads again. Um, it's kind of weird. Now, obviously, these angles are not fully above. And I'm not trying to build a eye candy simulator. I have to keep focus of that. And now I haven't had too much time to work on RTS lately. That doesn't mean I have lost interest because I certainly haven't. I've been trying to. Um, my son was off last week for the changed whatever it was, and on Sundays I'm getting to see him a little bit longer as well. So it sounds as if I'm going to be seeing more of him. Unfortunately, if I'm here coding, he just falls right to sleep, and I don't blame him because I'm the one that's doing the problem solving. He's just lying there on the couch looking like give me something to do. But anyways, we're trying to get that. I've got a list of notes here, some of the code that I've been using, etc. So I am in the process of working on this. It's just not going as fast as I would like, unfortunately. I'm at a bit of a stumbling block. So what we got here, we've got the original scene. I'll go back to that for a minute. I see now. You'll notice the truck here. This is courtesy of Scott. That's something that might come into play. We're waiting to see. I've got a few other scale blocks here. This image it doesn't look that bad. And I may just go with it anyways and quit trying to be anal and just write the damn thing. But I found an interesting thing this weekend, which kind of threw me into another direction. And that was what that image was taken from was from my video and from the drone video. And what happened was I was able to get, I was able to take screenshots basically and fly around the yard, get it to wherever the hell I wanted to get it from, and take a screenshot. So I had a lot more flexibility as to where I wanted to get the shots as far as lining things up. Now, here's where some of the issues start coming into play. And I don't know if I'll get into Google Earth. Maybe I'll go into Google for a second. I'll do that in a minute. So these line up fine. I can play around with lighting. The resolution is a bit compressed. My son noticed that right away. I may try a different image just to see if it is less compressed because I got a funny feeling. It has to do with maybe the image I brought in. So I might try. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's because I brought another image in or whatever. So scene 2 here. I believe the resolution is better. I'm not too sure here. Let me just take a look. Go into it and see. Yeah, it starts pixelating at about I would say somewhere around the 1.45 mark. It's definitely pixelated down there. So it looks about the same, I would say. Yeah, it's not too bad. So that's fine. Let's go into scene 2 for a second. Now, this is from a much better quality image. So what you're seeing here is like, this is number 390 that I took over the weekend. So, oh, I already have it up, don't I? I think I do. Well, I did have it up. Oh, okay. Now I see what's going on. Okay, let's go into this one, and we will go. So I took a lot of images over the weekend, and I realized that my Mavic Mini actually takes, well, that ain't it, 390. It's a nice view and all that. Some of the images I took over the weekend. Oops. So yeah, basically what happens is you go into the actual image size, and you can see you can get some pretty good crap. And I started thinking about that a little bit more, and I thought, I'd love to get it where it looks that good, except looking down. And of course, still at 120 meters or something along those lines to be able to stitch it or something. I don't know exactly how I want to do it just yet. But I love the resolution of that. And I want to get that into the game. I want to get that type of quality. If I'm going to do a top-down design, I would rather have the quality, but at the same time, I don't know if I just want to look straight down at the engines. And yeah, there's a little bit. This isn't the number I wanted to get to. Let me get to the right number. I think was it 360? Might be 360. There we go. Okay. So this is the actual image. Now, mind you, when you're bringing something into, you're bringing a 2D object into a 3D game engine, things are going to happen. First of all, these cars aren't going to be there. I'm going to replace them with empty track. Of course, Fort Erie this weekend, totally different from the last weekend that I was down there to take images. It was full to the brim, and I didn't feel like waiting around for it. By the time NS was going to get out of there, it was going to get close to evening, so I wanted to avoid the shadows as much as possible. And I did have clouds earlier, then it got sunny, and, it's just like, yeah, I don't want that. So you can see here, this goes in, like you can, right there's, just after there it starts pixelating, right? So, I mean, we're really deep into this. And I kind of liked it. Because the reason why I liked it was if I was to deal with the car's details, I can actually see quite a bit of detail on them from overhead at various angles, depending upon where the camera is and how far it goes away, etc. Now, mind you, I mean, you're looking at a camera view. The camera view is actually over this way more, like it's centered over here, but you're looking at an image not really top down, so it's almost as if you're flying overhead, but you've got it, I guess, you're flying overhead, but nah, that doesn't work. I don't know what I wanted to say. It's an image that, just doesn't work. Like over here, this is where the center of the image is. You can tell right now. Like right here is the center of the image. And then you go further, you start seeing the blue, right? And the brown. So you're seeing all the details here. I kind of like that. Just being able to see the various details. Of course, the shadows are in because it's sunny. Everything looks relatively good. I like it. So that's how good it can get. But when you look at how I've got it right now, as far as I know, now mind you, I'm full HD at 1920 by 1080. And if I go into here and I bring it up a bit, that starts, I think it starts to pixelate there, but I'm not sure. Can't tell for sure, but it's starting to look compressed or something. But I'm all the way up to 2 anyway, so maybe I am getting it a little better, but I'm certainly not getting it as well as I would like it. I mean, I was able to see the numbers on those cars. Not to say that I need to see those numbers, but it's just not exactly. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's pixelated right there. So I think I'm getting in a little bit, but there's still some type of compression going on. You know, back to here at 0.88, you come in, everything's fine, and the image, just the color, trying to get the perfect color, it's really tough to do, to try and get it to look as good as you want it to look, and yet be able to do that. But that's not the only issue I got coming up if I do it this way. So let me get out of that for a second, and I'll show you what I mean. When we let's go back to the scene view here. Okay, so I have it altered. I actually have it rotated based on the actual trajectory and all that other stuff. Well, so that's fine. Now I'm gonna zoom in myself just to take a quick look and see how good it looks. You know, that's not too bad, to be quite honest. Now, mind you, I'm in scene mode. I'm not in game mode. I'm 120 meters up. I don't know. That actually doesn't look too bad, now that I look at it. So if I was to go back to that image again one more time. I'm going to focus on the... I'm going to focus over in on this one right here. Now, I mean, just looking at it, you can tell. I'm looking at this now at actual image. This is the actual quality of the image, and you compare that to what Unity's bringing it in as. It's about the no. It just, yeah, I don't like it. Let me bring this down a bit. Well, that's going to go to the game. Okay, that don't matter. I'd have to change the camera view, but so in this scene here, I mean, this is the full image, so I don't know. It doesn't look too bad, but there's a big difference, because when you look at that, I mean, that is, I don't know. Oh, that's pixelated. So actual size brings me to here? That's not actual size. Give me the actual size. Okay, so that's the best I can get it, according to that. I can, I'm a little bit back from my high definition screen, but I can just barely see the numbers. It's not so important that I see the numbers. So let's just see here. You know, that ain't too bad, actually. Now that I look at it a little bit better. Let me just play this for a second. That's at 1.9 times. Mind you, the camera, I don't know. I'm further up, but I have the same resolution, so it's definitely pixelated. The more I go down, the more I scale this. Yeah, I'm I'm having a hard time grasping it, but that's not the only issue I have, and I'll show you why. Let me get out of that again. We'll zoom back out. So these are on planes. They're simple 2D planes, which you can put into a 3D world. I could put them on various other shapes and whatever. I may try importing it one more time, possibly tomorrow night. I literally, have got an hour or so to work on this per night at this point right now. But here's the other thing that's coming, I'll show you what I mean. I got a like, that's always nice to see. Ins and outs. So if I was to go to, yeah, let's go over to Fort Erie here. This is where I'm taking everything from. So this is the yard here. Whoops, that's not the yard. That's the yard. So you can see everything's fine. Now you have something called Z or Y phasing or something like that. When you get these images that they start, it's in the simulators. You'll see it when two objects start colliding, two graphical objects start colliding in a 3D simulator. They start phasing in and out of each other, and you don't want that. So you have to keep them apart, but you still have to have everything. Here's the problem that I started thinking about. I started thinking about it this weekend, actually, as I was flying overhead. And I'd already taken images last weekend, and I thought to myself, well, wait a minute. If I want to do the entire scene, and I want to plot all the tracks and everything down on an actual map, then there's going to have a problem with these panels, because I can't shape those panels. I'm stuck with a particular shape, unless I custom design a shape and bring it in, which I might be able to do. I'm not sure. But then I have to find that custom shape. There's another issue that goes on. When you look through all my various images, am I in them yet right now? Yeah, okay. So you look through all the various images, right? So I'm taking images as I'm coming across. So I'm snapping an image here. I have to line this all up. Of course, when I line it all up, I'm no longer on the same parameters. It's fine to do one, but I want to line up this whole yard. Whoops. So if I want to line up this whole yard, and you can see I'm all over the place, so trying to line it up and catch everything and find a particular spot to go on is a little difficult, if you see what I mean, because the scale of all of those are going to change. So I don't know if those panels, here's the curve I was talking about. You see, if I keep on going this way, the track's going to eventually go the other way. So I came back down a little bit lower, came back around the yard. You know, I got a couple, 3 NS units that were sitting in there, shut down, set off for the local industry, and but this is what I like about using those images, if I can get them in. Now, maybe compressed, maybe I have to try importing it again, because I think I might have changed it later on, but when you see the detail, you know, the actual, well, that's the actual size. Let's go actual size here. Fit to window. Oh, that's fit to window. Fit to window, and then the actual size. Okay, so this is the actual size without any compression here. So I mean, that to me looks nicely detailed. And the beautiful thing about it is, if I can get it to work with the simulator, I can actually zoom in on different areas, which I kind of like that idea. So the other way that I could go about doing this as well, let me go back to the original scene. Why does that look like that? It looks like the rotation's that way, and the original scene is that way? I don't remember rotating that. Okay, if you say so. I'm confused. So did the camera change or something? Then I didn't see it. Okay, now that's just weird. How the hell did it do that? So I went from that one, and then I clicked over to that scene. But if I go to the game, okay, whatever. So these things right here, the trucks. Now, I haven't had too much success. There's other things that Scott has brought over. I just haven't got into them because I'm still dealing with the simple stuff right now, which really the image. I kind of like how this looks. For me personally, I like the basic colors to be able to just build rudimentary models for now. So I'm okay doing this on top of this, but yet I'm kind of anal about having the image look good underneath. And I'm starting to think to myself, okay, well, do I really need to have an image that looks good, or do I want to start building assets? And then go from there and just keep building the sim out from there and just keep building. There's certainly there's a part of me that kind of wants to do that. There's almost a part of me that wants to just try, and I'm nowhere near getting to the point of getting the all these assets in. So we're talking about a lot of work. I mean, what is it? 3D Builder. I haven't really played around with it yet. Maybe I should, just to try to get the tracks to work, and maybe just leave the scene alone for now and then just deal with the rails and the wheels. I think I want to build my own just to see if I can get the mechanics down and get everything else. Because I can get these things to move. It's just because of the physics that are involved. There's no wheels underneath, so the things don't move very well. In fact, I toppled it over the other night. In fact, let me build this real quick. I bet you it's still doing the same thing if I recall. I did this the other night, but build and run. I don't know how that works with two scenes, but probably doesn't do nothing. In fact, I should have gone to scene 2 and do a build and run and see how that worked. Probably would have went back to the original scene. This is going to be a short one tonight, guys. It's already past my bedtime. Okay. So, yeah, see, I can rock it left and right, and then see if I just keep shaking it enough. I wonder if I can go this way. Yeah, I can roll it that way. So, it doesn't move. You can put force to it, but the thing doesn't move left and right very well at all. It's much less resistance for me to topple the thing over as opposed to dragging it, and it's certainly not going to flip going the other way. So that's why it does that. I guess I'll close that out for a second. I want to try one more thing. In task. Alright. Let me go over to... I'll go over to scene 2, and then I'm going to go with a build one more time. I think it'll go to the original scene, but maybe it doesn't. Okay. Well, there's no control here, but at least I can see the scale, which is nice. But I mean, if I was to go, let's see here. Do I have something to go on? Alright, we can do that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I'll go back to my image. Do I want to do actual size? Probably not. So I better just, yeah. Yeah, we'll put it up to there. I think that's safe. Yeah, it just looks foggy as hell, and not nearly as good. I don't think, anyways. Got too many windows open here. Here, let's save this for the night if I haven't done so already. Close that up. Keep that going. Get the File Explorer closed. And then OBS is fine. Everything else should be fine. I wonder if I can exit that while I'm... You know, I guess I can exit it while I'm in the middle of a build. Well, that's cool. So yeah, like once I get into the curves, suddenly it's not like Freight Yard Manager in that essence, because now I'm dealing with... You can't fix these four-sided objects and not have them collide when they're going around a curve. There's just no way around it, and I'm not 100% sure if I want to go through the trouble of that, or if I just want to... If I wanted to just try to paint the surface, I don't know if I can paint the surface with image, like photorealistic images or not. That'd be kind of neat. I mean, trees, of course, they're going to require objects, but I don't know. Something tells me I might have more luck. See, the problem is when you get into the 3D side, then all of a sudden, you know, you're tempted to go with cab views and all the other stuff that is just going to take me forever. I'm still learning Unity, obviously. I'm just trying to work out, you know, like, okay, well, why is it compressing the image? And I guess it compresses it because usually when you're importing an image for a texture, it's something that's repeating, not doing what it's doing. I upped the size to 4096. Probably didn't import properly because I had just changed it. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, I mean, this is kind of a roadblock, but I have other things that I have to do. Unfortunately, you know, for me, this is the end of the night now. But I thought I'd explain that just for those who are curious. I know I was trying to explain that to Scott. I don't know if I've helped any better with that or not. But that was primarily what I was thinking when I was doing that anyways. But yeah, that's what I'm up against right now. It's just kind of a challenge and a direction as to where I want to go. I may have to deal with the low quality for now, but then, you know, then I have to start modifying the images to fit exactly. And I don't know if I want to do that or not. There's a side of me that's saying, well, yeah, this is cool, but I would rather much go on the images and just paint the surface and go that way instead. And I could probably, you know, when I'm looking at, you know, images like this, I can probably have a lot more fun getting textures like this. Like when I look at, I'll show you what I mean. Never mind, fit to scale. Is this actual image right now? Okay, actual image. Okay, so actual image, sorry. Let me go back to actual image. So when you see actual image from 120 meters up in the air, first of all, that's at 120 meters up in the air. I can certainly go in with a drone anywhere and get a much more detailed texture. Like the ballast textures, I could do those. I could, you know, you name it. I mean, even the dirt textures, that wouldn't take too much, I wouldn't think. I'm not sure about as far as getting it on the surface and all that other stuff. And the boxcars themselves, this is not that difficult. I mean, there's a lot of textures that I can gather for cars to try and make them better, and even still stay above this view from above ground. Or I like the idea of having views from different vantage points as opposed to having full 3D, because that allows me not to focus on doing an entire world per se. I just deal with the line. So in other words, I deal with this area wherever I want to deal with the line itself. I don't have to worry about the rest of it. All I have to do is get the images where I want, or get the camera views where I want, and then deal with it. So I can get the nice angles. And this is the thing about the angles. I mean, for me personally, when I'm looking at something like that, now mind you, yeah, that kind of angle, you're looking at a lot of scenery. Plus you're going to need the details. So by doing that, yeah, you need. Whoops, I'm into something totally different here. Let me go back into where the hell am I? Yeah, it's getting late. Let's go into the images from the weekend. I'll just show you some of the stuff that I was doing this weekend. But no, that was from the weekend prior, I think. Or was it? Looked like it when I saw that car there. Or no, that was the day prior. That was the day prior. And that's only the front end of the yard. But that's Port Robinson. I was able to go into there again, get some good images. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of buildings there. There's all kinds of stuff. So I could be asking for trouble by doing that, I guess. At the same time, you can also do, like, when you think about it. Okay. Here's the thing. When you're looking at something like this angle, for example, I can create a backdrop, just like a model railroad, and use a photorealistic backdrop with the scenery up front, so that the sun catches the various scenery. The backdrop just changes based on the light, so it may not necessarily be reflecting against it, or you don't keep it as metallic so it doesn't reflect so much on the sun. You keep the other images like everything else would be textures, you know, maybe a few other objects perhaps, I don't know if it's part of the scene. But it's just a lot of you know, different ways of doing it. There's a train coming in. Didn't have video unfortunately, so I took a lot of still images this weekend. Am I right there? Or am I right here? I'm probably right here. Yeah. That's CP passing a CN train. And then, what else have I got here? Not much. I had a little bit of video, but came in, got some images of that. We've had some rain lately, so just a reflection along the puddles there. Thought it was kind of nice. He was just getting ready to depart Fort Erie, waiting for the CP train to come, so flew around, got some images. It was nice as usual. Yeah. So now I got to get lucky and find an empty yard in Fort Erie again if I want to try those the higher images ones. But then again, I have to stitch it all together. Not necessarily stitch into one big giant image, but connect all these panels together. I haven't even tried that yet. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways I can go about doing it. But I keep moving forward. Like I said the other day, you know, it's like taking 9 steps back, 10 steps forward is the way I see it. So, but anyways, it's 11:16. I'm going to bed. But I thought I'd update you guys, let you know what's going on. Let Scott know what the hell's going on, because I haven't said too much about that. Oh, I lost my stream, so anyways, I'll get back into that shortly. But anyways, guys, sorry I can't even check the chat. Let me just check that real quick. To get in here. Update you guys. Yeah, that ain't it. Manage videos. Da, 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 da. Am I going to be able to get into my live stream? Can I? Probably not. I'm in Go Live. I should already be in Go Live. Yes, I am. Okay. Awesome. No chat. That's cool. Anyways, guys, have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.